Hey, Cooter.
Joe!
Check this out. There's anywhere but here, man, on this here podcast.
Oh, I like me some podcasts, man.
What y'all talking about?
We're talking about anywhere but here.
What's anywhere but here? Anywhere but here in Mississippi?
No, man, anywhere but here over in England.
Hey, we ain't in England.
I know, but that's where the England's from.
What?
Hey, Cletus, remember when we went and saw that movie about the wars in the stars and they had like lightsabers and stuff like that? Well, these people here talk about things we like.
Really?
I guarantee.
Well, hot diggity damn. What we waiting for?
Anywhere but here podcast.
Hello and welcome to Anywhere But Here, episode number 64. Once again, we're recording this in the past. We're having another week off. It's Chloe's birthday.
It is Chloe's
this week,
birthday
isn't
this
it?
week, yes.
So you're having family over and doing family things.
Yes. Well, we're going to Legoland on Friday.
Yes.
We're staying Friday night and we're going there Saturday and we're coming home Saturday. So Saturday's her birthday, the 12th of April. So we're having family over on Sunday.
There we go.
To
And I'm
celebrate
sure
with us.
none of our listeners would, hold that against us.
Well, no. Hopefully
well,
not.
I'd hope not. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yes, but it was your birthday last week.
Yes.
And we didn't acknowledge this on last week's show, which I feel like a bit of a dickhead about.
Well.
Because we almost got all the way through the show around my birthday without acknowledging my birthday,
Yeah.
but then you remembered at the end.
No, I think you remembered.
Well, no, I
went,
think I
Did you
prompted
have something to give me?
And I'd forgotten to tell you that I had something to give you.
Yeah, and I
in the
didn't want to
episode, 'cause
assume.
Yeah, so now I'm going to give you your birthday present from
Thanks.
2 weeks ago.
But breaking the fourth wall, it's not that far.
Even though this is not, as we have discussed between these two episodes, this is not the present I wanted to give you.
Oh, okay.
Because the present I wanted to give you is taking me some time
To sort.
out. So this is
You're
kind
like
of an
my sister,
interim
you
present.
take right up to
Oh
the
yeah,
corners.
yeah. I got to make it a bit of a challenge. I
Foley
just
work.
kind of hope that you like the show that it references.
Oh, okay.
We shall see.
Hang on. Yes.
Yes?
I do, yeah.
Oh, good,
That's
okay.
awesome.
I
Shit.
figured it
Right,
was
hang on.
probably up
I'll
your
open it up
street.
so we can show. That is awesome.
Good.
I've actually got a Bazinga t-shirt.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm glad I didn't
But
go
this
for
is-
Bazinga.
Rock, paper... Which order is it? It is rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock, isn't
That's
it?
right,
That's
yeah.
the order, yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, and it tells you how to win and how to lose. That is... Yeah, I'll do that. That's awesome.
Good.
Thank you very much.
I'm glad. I hope that it's the right size as well. I'm pretty sure it should
Yeah, that'll
be.
fit, yeah.
Cool. But like I say, the proper present is taking me a little
Later.
bit extra time
Okay.
to sort out.
Hang on, actually. Oh, no.
But
Put it back in.
we will have it at some point.
That's cool. Thank you very much, sir.
That's all right. No problem.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. My phone will work. There we go. Excellent. That's that done. But as always, with are we gonna? Oh, do we need to do the spiel? Don't we?
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah.
ABHpod.com.
That's the website where there is an Amazon banner where you can buy all your Amazon shopping because you know everyone shops for Amazon.
Yes.
And some of the proceeds come back to us if you do that. If you go to our website, abhpod.com, and click on the banner and go and do your shopping, it won't cost you anything extra, but you will be giving us 5%, I
Yes,
believe, still.
yeah.
We're at that level still.
Yeah. Well, the way that works is you've got to sell a certain amount in a month.
Oh, okay.
To get that price, but to get the 5.5% or whatever. But yeah. It does really help us.
it does.
And while you're over there on the website, you can find our new show, Shipped High in Transit. If you haven't checked it out yet, there is an episode up.
Yes.
And it's about debunking
Yeah.
myths or just discussing mysteries.
Yeah. The dog has found the
paper.
the wrapping paper, and has decided to
Nice,
lay on it.
nice and comfy there.
That is because the dog threw up on his cushion that he normally sits on,
Oh,
so we threw it
nice.
away. So he's now finding anything to lie
Awesome.
on because he's now above just sitting on the floor.
Yes. Brilliant.
You can
Just
also
derailed us.
find us at Twitter at ABHpod,
Yes.
where we are constantly talking to people and making new friends.
Yeah. Facebook.com/ABHpod is our page where you can go and discuss, post stuff that's a bit longer than 100, however
40
many
characters,
140
yeah.
characters. Yeah. You can contact us there or
you can contact us at Gmail. We are abhpod@gmail.com.
we are.
And you can get in contact with us there if you want it to be a little bit more private.
Yeah. Brilliant stuff.
Which we get regular correspondence from people now, which is
We do,
quite
yeah.
nice.
It's really good. It's quite nice.
It is quite nice.
It's quite nice.
I think that's about it, and YouTube,
Yeah,
of course.
and youtube.com/ABH podcast, and you can watch what we're talking
The
about.
last couple of weeks have been in 1080p.
Yay!
We've gone even more high def. We don't know why.
Because we can.
Because obviously this is being recorded a week ago, we can't do anything current.
No, so as we do try to kind of get a topic that we like to talk about.
Yes.
And yeah, this week something we haven't actually done.
No.
I mean, we've spoken about it's comics.
Yeah.
Really.
Comics
Comic book
and
films.
stuff like that.
It's stuff that we do enjoy. And, you know, we're not as knowledgeable as some of our podcasting pod pals.
No.
On this. But, you know, we do enjoy it and we've spoken about it in passing. So we thought we'd throw in our 2 cents.
Yeah, because effectively what really kind of kicked this off was the fact that both you and I have seen Captain America the Winter Soldier this week, which was last week.
Yes.
I actually saw it twice.
You saw it twice.
I saw it once in 3D and once in 2D.
Yes, I saw it in 3D because it was the only one showing that was on at the decent time.
That's why I went back to see it in 2D.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because we only could see it in 3D the first time round.
Yeah, because if we would have been an hour later and we wouldn't have been getting home till about midnight if we went to see the 2D version, or we would have been going at dinner time.
Yeah. It's a bit much on a
So
school night.
3D was the only one where you could have your dinner and then go and watch it.
Yeah, they do it on purpose, damn it.
Oh, of course they do.
Yeah.
Because it's an extra £1 or so. Well, yeah, because obviously you've got your unlimited card, so you actually have to pay.
Yeah, I
you have to pay £2 to go and see a film.
Yeah. Yeah, which I resent because I pay, enough
15,
per month
yeah.
anyway.
But
Especially on months where there's not a lot out and I don't go at all.
Yeah, true.
You know.
That's very true. But yeah, I mean, we've got into it, so we might as well talk about Captain America to start with.
Why not? Yeah. I really enjoyed it.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Because we've been sat here, we recorded last week's episode and we've had an hour in between episodes and now we haven't even touched the subject.
No. I said, we haven't even spoken about Captain America just before we started the last episode. And Tom went, yeah. So we won't. So we haven't.
So we didn't. I thought it was great.
So good.
It's easily the best of the Phase 2 films since the Avengers.
Definitely. Yeah, it's got the Avengers feel to it. I think it was it a bit darker than the rest? Like, it didn't have the...
Well, no, because the thing is,
there was some
like,
funny moments
Iron Man 3 wasn't very...
Yeah, I've seen that now as well.
It's that whole thing of, like, Phase 2 is darker than Phase 1. They're all a little bit more...
It's post-New York, isn't it? That's the thing.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't fail to tell you in every film
every
since.
Single one, yeah. They have to constantly reference the Avengers. What I quite like was some of the casting. You had Robert Redford in there.
Yeah, we were watching it and Liz turned to me and went,
Is
that Robert Redford?
yeah. Joe did the same thing. She was like, that's Robert Redford, isn't it?
Yeah. So,
Jenny Agutter
she
as
was
the British council member.
Yes.
Who kicked
Sorry,
ass.
I just remembered the bit at the end of that with Jenny Agutter. That was sorry. And if you've seen it, you know what we're talking about. But that was awesome.
I don't know whether we're going to spoil things.
We probably will inadvertently. but we don't mean
likely.
to. So we don't know how much people know about the Winter Soldier story.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
like, do people know who he is?
Because the thing is, I knew and I'd read articles about it. Not a lot, because I don't want to go into these films knowing what's going on really.
Yeah.
But I do like to do research on the characters sometimes because I want to know about them.
Kind of
like, because let's face it, Marvel really, all their best characters they don't own.
No.
They don't own X-Men. They don't own Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You know, all their big hitting characters, except for maybe Captain America, even though he's a bit wet. Really.
Yeah.
They don't really own. So they've got to use all these kind of B-list heroes. Like Iron Man wasn't really...
I think that's difficult because I used to go to comic book shops and I used to buy the bundles where you get 5 comics for like 10p.
Right. Yeah.
And Iron Man was usually, maybe because it's a B character, but it was always in it. So I knew who Iron Man was.
Yeah.
I didn't know his history, but I'd read a couple of Iron Man comics.
That's right, yeah.
When I was a kid, so I knew who he was.
A couple of the episodes of the animated series back in the day.
Okay, yeah.
But like when Iron Man first came out, I did a lot of research to kind of bring myself up to speed and see where the character could go.
Yeah.
But I've done that as well for a lot of the comic book movies that have come out because I just like to know where I am. You know?
Yeah. But see, that's where I'm different because I've done a lot of research post Winter Soldier. So I watched Winter Soldier. Yeah,
Yeah.
I watched. I was like, was that what it was called? I watched Winter Soldier, and then I found out who the characters were.
I see. Right.
So-
yeah.
But I did know who the Winter Soldier was beforehand. I had
Yeah.
heard it
I
because
should-
it's common knowledge. He's got his own comic series.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, I kind of knew, but even as I watched the film and it unfolded, it still took me by surprise.
Yeah, Liz didn't know, and she went, "Is that?" And I was like, "Yep,
yeah.
yes, it is."
Yeah.
Because I made her watch the first Avenger,
I get
like,
you.
like during the week, so
Okay.
to refresh her
yeah,
memory.
it was probably a good idea if you did, actually. I think it would probably work better if you did. I didn't do that.
Because I knew what was coming, so I wanted her to
Right.
watch it. So
Yeah.
that was fresh in her
Yeah,
mind.
yeah.
So when she,
Fair play.
but yeah. Tell you one thing though, I did know about it, but I totally forgot. Like the Falcon, like
yeah.
I knew the Falcon was in it. He was in the trailer, but for some reason I'd pushed it out of my head. I
Yeah.
forgot. So with the reveal of that, not when he put the file down,
No.
but the actual reveal of him,
When
I just went,
he
oh!
when he flies up and
I almost
Agent
wet
Sitwell.
myself.
yeah.
was
He was he's easily
incredible.
the best new character that they've introduced as well for quite a
the-
while.
Just the fact of who he is.
Yeah.
He flies with
It
wings.
is fucking cool.
That was so cool. Every time he just took off, I was just like, oh my God.
You want a bit more from him.
Yeah, I hate the term, but yeah, total nerdgasm.
Yeah. And even and Joe as well was quite taken with his character too.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
he's
as the-
really good
As a character as well, yeah, like the counselling and things like that. Which, as I've done my research after, his character did end up. Like, I mean, the origins of the character are totally different. They have to be.
yeah.
Because you can't have his normal origins and then bring him in as the Falcon. But he does end up becoming like a counsellor in the books as well.
Okay.
And he's asked to be a member of the Avengers.
Yeah. He's kind of a street level hero in the same vein as like Hawkeye, isn't he? Really?
Yeah, and he was asked to be an Avenger, I believe, and he turned it down and then went on to counselling. He does help the Avengers, but yeah, he just carried on his counselling work and things like that, which is just a nice character, isn't he?
Yeah.
And you get that in the film.
But he was a really interesting character as well. I
Oh, yeah.
thought, there's a lot of places they could take him, but probably not he won't be a major role. It's kind of like the whole Black Widow thing, isn't it? Because people want her to have her own film, and I think it might actually be going ahead at some point.
Well-
but I don't know if an entire film based around the Black Widow would work.
Yeah, maybe she'd be like a Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. type TV series,
Yeah.
like where she's like an assassin.
Yeah, perhaps, but
This is the thing. Pardon, excuse me. This is one of the things I was reading on like websites and things last night, doing research. But Marvel actually have their films planned out till 2028.
it's mad, isn't it?
So like it's totally feasible
Yeah,
that she's going to have her own film. It just might not be in the vein of like the Avengers and Captain America and stuff like that. It might be once they start calming down.
yeah.
Because at the moment they're just fucking full force.
Oh, it's 2 films a year, every year for the last.
I don't know.
I want to say the last 4 years at least.
Yeah, it must be.
Because I don't think Iron Man and Hulk came out in the same year, did they?
No, it was the
it
Incredible
was
Hulk
Iron
is one of
Man,
those things.
then
Is
the
it
Incredible
part
Hulk.
of this?
Well, it is, yeah. Because they used parts of that film in the Avengers.
or when she went to get him.
Yeah.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
They used clips from it where he hulked out and was,
Oh, you mean like in TV news footage and things like
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
they've used clips from that film in previous films.
Oh, okay.
So it is canon, but it's just annoying that they had to change the actor.
Did you prefer Mark Ruffalo?
Yeah, but I still thought that Ed Norton did a really good job.
Yeah,
and
I do really like Ed Norton.
Yeah,
That's the
I
hard
like
thing.
Ed Norton. But no, I thought in the Avengers, Mark Ruffalo did a really, really good job.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's been 2 films a year since about 2009, 10.
Jeez,
it
that's a
must
long-
be. I'm trying to think when they started doing the 2 films a year thing. I can't quite remember when it happened, but it's 2 films a year now as a precedent. Like one at the end of the year, one in the summer.
But they all fit together as well. That's
Yeah.
the thing. They all follow.
Yeah.
It's just insane what they're managing to do. And the only linking factor, because when I was reading, is the directors of Winter Soldier, and like they were talking to them, saying, "Oh, did you have to tell them about this to get so they could do it for the new Age of Ultron?" So I know we don't talk to him. We only talk to Kevin Feige.
I think it's Feige, but it could be Feige. We're not quite sure. We tried to look up the pronunciation because we like to
be accurate
as possible. Yeah, he's got a weird name that no one can pronounce.
Everyone says, "Oh, it's Phi, like high," and then Gi is in Phi, and it's like, but is it Gi or is it a soft G or is it a hard G?
But him, Kevin,
the brains of it all.
Yeah.
He's the one that goes between the film sets.
Yeah,
He's the only one that does it.
He's executive producer, isn't he? I think of everything to do with Marvel Studios.
Yeah, it's his plan.
Yeah,
like even Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I think he's producer.
He's got I'm sure he's got a credited role somewhere. Although it won't say now.
There's producer. No, it doesn't look like it actually. Executive producer. He must have a say in it
There
because
must be
that has to link up with
Yeah.
the films. It has to.
You would think so.
But yeah, I mean, Winter Soldier, obviously we're not going to give anything away. We'll have a major
No,
effect
what
on
I
Agents of
quite
S.H.I.E.L.D.
liked about it is that you actually get to see Samuel L. Jackson, or Nick Fury anyway, kick some ass and do some pretty cool.
Oh yeah, his
driving.
car, yeah,
His
that
car
was
chase
amazing.
scene, that was
Well,
insanely...
what is working?
Air conditioning is fully functional.
That's amazing. Did you see the Liz spotted? I didn't spot it. The Pulp Fiction Easter egg. I don't want to give it away. If you haven't seen it, it's going to give a major thing away. It's right at the end.
Yeah,
There's a part where it says the quote, "The path of a righteous man."
no.
You
No,
didn't see
yes,
that?
yeah, okay.
You see why I'm being very cryptic about it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Liz-
I didn't even put two and two together that was a Pulp Fiction reference.
Oh yeah, no, Liz spotted it.
Nice one. I like it.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's cool.
yeah. It's pretty cool.
But effectively it's more of it's about as spy thriller as a Marvel film can get. It's not really
I think so. Yeah.
So it's like the old 70s kind of paranoid government versus
Yeah.
it's kind of
Yes.
spy thriller.
Yeah,
isn't
it was.
It's
Yeah,
counter,
it is. I suppose.
what do you call it, like double agents and
Yes.
things like that. It's all very paranoid,
It's
and
like organisation
compartmentalization is
Oh yeah, well, it's a major
term
part, isn't it?
used
Yeah.
a lot throughout. I was glad that Toby Jones makes an appearance
I don't do actor names.
as Arnim Zola.
Oh yeah.
I was that was good. I don't understand how it worked.
Creepy man.
Don't understand how it works.
He in the comics, that is what he is.
Yeah.
He's not a person. He's an entity. So yeah, it's the old storage.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
And like that room was huge.
Yeah.
So there's got to be a couple of megabytes worth of storage there.
On tape.
But yeah, that's how storage works, and so it's.
I like that. Any film where Toby Jones shows up in automatically goes up.
He's a
couple of
creepy
points.
fucker,
He
though,
is
isn't he?
amazing.
But
Yeah,
yeah.
he is weird looking, but he is.
But yeah, no, that was pretty cool. There is a shit that should not be to do with that.
Yes. Yeah.
That section, yeah. Unfortunately, but
what I quite like about it is I didn't really see the twist coming, like about what was happening within S.H.I.E.L.D.
no, that was totally
Yeah.
out of
Yeah.
the blue.
Until that point where he just does the monologue, but he's doing and you're like, why is he monologuing like this?
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
you
yeah.
realise why.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I see, right, okay. But
And
it's
you
the
go,
typical.
"Holy fuck."
It's that typical spy thing, just like James Bond.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
James Bond is stuck in a situation. There's no possible way out, so I'm going to tell you the plan.
Yeah. It
know?
is, yeah. That does fit. But I never actually put it as a spy thriller. But you saying that, it's just like, yeah, it totally is.
Because they go on the run as well, don't they? Captain America
Underground,
and
Black Widow, yeah.
Black Widow. And she starts to, when she dresses down, when she's not in the cat suit, she looks like a 15-year-old.
She looked like she had a bad makeup job, though. I couldn't get over her face looked really blotchy.
In the fact that, like, the top half of her face was a different colour to the
bottom
half of her face.
It was, like, really blotchy.
I wondered whether I was the only person to spot
No, I
that.
didn't get that.
Okay, yeah.
But
I see, the
I don't
thing
like
is,
it with the straight hair either.
No. And there's another bit, continuity error, where they end up at the Falcon's apartment after being chased down.
Yeah.
And you know, they're they're getting cleaned up and stuff.
Yeah.
And she's got really, really frizzy hair. Like the old style hair that she used to have.
Yeah.
And then in the very next scene, 3 seconds later, completely dead straight.
I did not notice that.
Why does the Falcon have hair straighteners if he has no hair himself?
He doesn't, does he? No. And he doesn't seem to have a lady.
No.
So,
it's just, you know,
point.
I'm picking holes.
Yeah.
But it's
You've
something
got to find something bad with a film that there isn't much bad in it.
Honestly, there's not a lot. There's not a lot to complain about, I don't think.
I don't think there was anything that I didn't like in it.
No.
At all.
No.
Like the Falcon reveal was just incredible. Mm-hmm. Quite funny as well.
The twist with S.H.I.E.L.D. was really good.
Yeah.
The last fight scene, at least it wasn't 2 robots hitting each other like a lot of these Marvel films end up as.
Oh, yeah.
It was 2 super soldiers instead.
Yes.
I mean, the only thing with that is the carrier in which they are fighting crashes incredibly slowly.
He's still got some power. So
yeah,
it's
the
trying to
engines
keep
are
itself
working,
up.
and that's how they're getting around it. But, yeah.
But I was quite surprised right at the beginning. I was like, that's Georges St. Pierre. Georges St. Pierre, the UFC fighter. I was like, that's Georges St. Pierre.
Yeah,
what the fuck's he doing in it?
Yeah.
But that was so cool. And I loved the fact that when we were watching it, Liz was like, and he's doing his own fighting. I was like, yes, Chris Evans isn't.
No, Chris Evans doesn't
But
do
Georges
that
St. Pierre
backflip
is...
thing where
no.
he kicks him in the head.
But Georges St. Pierre is doing all that fight. That was so cool. Because he is just a
He's
hench.
a mountain, isn't he?
He is a hench.
Because I wasn't sure, because he holds up against Captain America. I
Yeah.
wasn't sure whether he had some sort of super soldier
Yeah,
thing
he's
in him. He's
he's
just hard.
But yeah, he's awesome.
That bit on the ship in the very beginning, where
incredible.
they're rescuing the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents, was, really, really well done set pieces.
Can't say enough
Awesome.
good things about that film.
No.
And but you've seen it in 2D and 3D.
Yeah. 3D sucks. There is no need for 3D at all.
I liked the 3D. I am a big... I do like the 3D. I just think it's cool. I'm the
There was
techno
one
person.
shot.
I think the 3D does it really well. The only thing I don't like about 3D is stuff in the foreground that's moving fast is very choppy.
Yep.
Not choppy as in like jerky. Like
No.
you see distinct lines
Yeah.
between frames.
Yeah, it's
sort of
kind
thing.
of
It's
like
really
a
weird.
decoupage where it's layers.
It's like when you've got one of those... No, not even that. It's like when you remember one of those toys you used to have as a kid where you've got a strip of paper in the middle
yeah,
and you
yeah.
spin it and you look
Yeah,
at it.
yeah.
It kind of looks like that when they're moving fast. You see like chops. But I think that film, the scale of the film, I think the 3D helps. Like when they go underground to Project Insight. Is it Insight? Yeah. And you see...
Oh, what,
the
that
helicarriage,
remote,
and like that huge. I think
Yeah.
the 3D works really well, and with the long shots they're doing, and I think it works really well. I haven't seen it in 2D, so
No.
I don't know if the scale comes across there.
Didn't think. I mean, a lot of 3D films, the 3D is to me unsubstantial. Like
Yes.
it doesn't do enough. Like a lot of films don't need to be in 3D. Certain films do.
Yeah.
Certain films really do. Avatar was one.
Yes.
The Final Destination was another.
Yeah, but that's more of a jumpy
That's the
3D.
point
It's
of
stuff coming
3D
out
though,
of the
yeah,
screen. No, it
yeah.
doesn't. I mean,
I know that it adds depth. I know
Yes.
that's the main part of
gives
what
the
this
scale.
new stereoscopy is, but it also takes away a lot of detail because you get 30% light loss.
I
through
don't
those
think it's
glasses.
30.
It
I know
is,
they've
it's-
tested it and it's 30%. I don't think it is.
Believe me,
30%.
right? Okay. I saw it in 3D.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I really like the film still.
Yeah.
Seeing it in 2D, there are so many details that you just miss.
Yeah.
For example, in the elevator. It's in the trailer.
Yeah.
In the elevator where all those guys get in and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
he
yeah.
fights them. There's a bit where he's scoping them out. He's watching them all. They're all clutching
Yeah, yeah.
at their batons or guns or whatever.
You're going to say about the bead of sweat?
Yeah.
I saw that in 3D.
I didn't see it in 3D.
Oh, see, I did.
Yeah.
It's.
There's also a bit as well.
It depends where you're looking on the screen at the time. That's the thing. I was watching it and I saw the bead of sweat,
Yeah.
and that's why I wanted to say it before you said it because I thought that's where it was going. But it does depend where you're looking. It's like you could be one of these people who you're going, oh, look at that 3D effect, and you miss something. I don't know. I think 3D works. I think I don't understand about the 30% light loss. I don't see that much light loss. I did notice, like, I did do that because I remember you saying, and when in a bright part, I did lift the glass up. Yeah, it was slightly brighter.
Yeah.
But do they adjust the exposure of the film? And if they don't, why?
They should.
Adjust the exposure of the film, and then it will help. But then that might wash out some of the highlights. And
This is it. You see, it's.
But I like 3D when it's done. Like when they don't go, right, we're doing it in 3D, what can we do?
Yeah.
When they just film it in 3D, I think it works.
When a film is made for 3D, that's fine. When it's retrofitted, not so much.
No, but I think it worked just because of the scale and the scope of it, because there was a lot of long shots and big spaces.
Like you say, the bit down in Project Insight, really, really good for the depth and the scale.
And the bit where he's running at the beginning, I think, was really good.
Yes.
In 3D.
Yeah, around Washington, D.C.
Yeah. On your left.
On your left. Don't you say it. And the bit where he's falling out at the end.
Yes.
But that, you can see that was a shot for 3D. That was, you know, it was constructed for that. Yeah, I don't know.
I like it. I think it helps. It's one of those things I really want a 3D TV at home. I don't know why. But it probably won't work as well. But in the cinema, I think, yeah.
Given the
For
choice.
films like that. I wouldn't go and see Twilight. I wouldn't have seen them in 3D. I probably wouldn't have gone and seen Harry Potter in 3D. But something like Avengers and Captain America and Avatar, like you say, that I will go and see.
Yeah. I mean, it works for your big spectacle films.
Yes.
Toy Story 3, I watched that in 3D and it did nothing.
No, I can't imagine it. There's no need for that, no.
But that's off topic.
By the way.
Yeah, given the choice, I will never go and see a 3D.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been disappointed to see it in 2D.
No.
It would have had the same effect.
Yeah.
Like I say, we went and saw 3D because it was the only option, and I wasn't upset by the 3D. But I haven't seen it in 2D.
Like I
so
say,
can't
it was still an enjoyable film
Yes.
in 3D. I just enjoyed it more in 2D.
But you don't like 3D.
Yeah, no, I know. It's not that I have a problem with it. It's just that I don't think every film should be in 3D.
No.
And given the choice, I would always go to a 2D.
And it costs so much more to do it
Yeah,
in 3D.
that's another reason as well. You know, I've got the glasses already. I don't need to pay for more.
That's one thing I don't understand. When Cineworld started doing 3D,
Yeah,
the
you
films
used to
were
be
the
able
same
to-
price, and then you'd pay for the glasses.
Yeah, but now,
And if you took your own glasses, it was the same price as a 2D
Yeah,
film.
yeah.
Now, the 3D film costs more, and then you've got to buy glasses if
Yeah.
you haven't got them.
Yeah.
And we forgot to take ours, so we had to
Yeah.
buy glasses anyway.
yeah, I know.
I don't understand, like, it used to be the films were the same price, 2D and 3D was the same price, and then if you buy the glasses, that's where the extra cost comes in. But now, I think because people are keeping their
Well,
glasses...
yeah, exactly. They shouldn't let you keep them. I remember back in the day in the Odeon,
Odeon,
in Maidstone,
you have to give
you
them
had
back.
to dispense them, didn't you?
Yeah. I think they still do.
Yeah, I think they do as well. Yes. So
Go and see Winter Soldier.
Go and see it. Yeah, it's the best of the Marvel films since the Avengers,
Yeah.
easily. 'Cause
Yeah,
what have
I
you had?
mean, in
Iron
some
Man
ways,
3
I
was a
probably
bit of a
preferred it to
letdown.
Avengers because there was no supernatural element
Yeah.
to it, really.
Yeah, like I say, it was
I mean, the Avengers was awesome.
Yeah,
I mean, like, I
obviously.
said to Clay, do you want to watch the Avengers the other day? She was like, no. I was like, yeah, look. And I showed her the trailer. I watched the trailer. I got excited still.
Yeah,
It still excites me, that film.
Yeah,
So-
it's an amazing film. It's great. But you're right. This is, it's a lot more kind of basic.
Yeah.
Like I say, it's about as close as Marvel will ever make, or will ever get to making a spy thriller.
Yeah.
I think, unless they truly bring Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to the big screen.
Yeah. Speaking of which,
Speaking of which, I'm not entirely up to date on it because obviously there was that whole thing around Christmas where we didn't get it for a month.
No, so we're 4 weeks behind the US anyway.
Yeah, so I found it on some sort of site where they were giving it away for free.
Yeah,
I mean,
with eye patches.
yeah, and cutlasses and galleons. And I watched a whole bunch in a row that I'd missed out on, but then I haven't been back to that site because I don't know, shark infested waters or something. So I'm
Mutiny.
I'm not entirely up to speed.
No,
on it.
you're-
So I'm not up to episode 16, which I believe they're on in America. I think I'm on 14,
Yes, which I
which
have
is actually
watched.
what is on TV here now.
Yeah, that was on the other day.
Yeah.
I've watched 14,
Yes,
which is Tahiti.
it is getting better
It is
because it was a bit rocky for
I
a while.
enjoy it.
I like it. It's not. You know, it's not The Sopranos. It's not. You know.
No, it's not Avengers.
No,
it's not.
It doesn't
it's
have the
not-
production value of any of the Marvel stuff. It's kind of like the Adventures of Superman
Yes,
with better graphics, slightly better graphics.
Yeah.
It's got that kind
I
of
love
made for
actually
TV film feel.
Actually, in the Tahiti episode, there is an awesome. There is an awesome visual effect when they're looking through some files.
Oh yeah,
And it's amazing. It's that the hollow. They've got the hollow desk.
yeah.
It's like that, but on a bigger scale.
Oh, right.
Like out in the hangar area. That I'll tell you about it anyway.
Fair play.
But there's like 4 posts,
Yeah.
and it projects like an image, like a file directory into the middle, and then they zoom into it and they're throwing it part. You've seen that bit,
I think I have.
or was that in the one before then?
Maybe.
Tracks.
Unless I have seen Tahiti, in which case
But I don't want to give too
No,
much
I know.
away to you.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
there's this really cool bit where they're looking through and they're because in the one before Tracks with the train, that's the one where Coulson and Ward are using the hollow desk. And there's that comedy bit of them trying
Oh,
to
yeah,
manipulate
yeah,
it.
that's right,
But no,
yeah.
in Tahiti there's this one where
Well remembered.
I want to call them Ratchet and Clank, just because I can't remember their names off the top of my head.
Fitz and Simmons.
Fitzsimmons, that's it. Yeah, where they're kind of looking through the file directory and they're throwing these files past and they're open. And that bit is so cool.
Fair play.
I love the Mission Impossible,
Yeah.
not Mission Impossible,
And-
the Minority Report style.
Yeah. That's where it all
Manipulating,
started,
yeah.
wasn't it? Really. Yeah. I like the way that it's progressed.
It is getting so much better.
I'm glad that I've stuck with it. I think
Yeah.
because there was a time where I was like, 4 or 5 episodes in, I was just like,
Yeah.
I'm doing it because I know it's going to tie in at some point. At some point, it will become canon.
Yeah.
Maybe, and another reason I'm watching it as well is that I almost expect to see like Ward or May or someone in the background of one of these films.
Yeah, I'm sad they haven't shown up
I'm
yet.
sure it will happen at some point.
Was May not in one of them? I seem to think May was in one. This is the thing. I think she was, but then it might just be because of the series.
Well, this is it, yeah.
But Coulson definitely was in one, a couple of them.
This is true, yeah. He was in a couple of them.
But then he wasn't in Winter Soldier.
No, because, well, he's dead in the film trajectory, isn't he?
But S.H.I.E.L.D. brought him back.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
It's difficult.
yeah.
Because Nick Fury was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
He was, yes.
So he knows Coulson's still alive. This is the thing. It's
Yeah.
like they need to... But she is getting so kick-ass at the minute now as well.
May or Ming Na. I'm just trying to find out if
no, it
she
doesn't
was
have
in
much.
any of the
hang on.
films. No,
No,
she wasn't.
apparently not.
No.
Okay, I just imagined it then.
Yeah,
But she's kicking serious ass at the minute.
she really is. I like her character a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to catch up basically.
I mean, I that's the thing. I know people have got so many problems with it, but
I like it.
It's
It's
so
a bit
easy.
it's easy
It's light
watching.
viewing.
You don't have to take it all that seriously because, like I say, it's not trying to be serious. I mean, I think a lot of people were very excited because Joss Whedon's making this TV program about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He's not making it. He's not even writing it. He's just exec producer.
He's
It's not-
overseeing.
Yeah, he doesn't like. If he was writing it, it would be fucking amazing.
Oh yeah.
Because he's a brilliant writer, but he's got Avengers to sort
Yeah,
out. Do you know what I
that's
mean?
it, yeah.
Like, And when he's not working on Avengers, he's adapting Shakespeare plays. You know, so give the guy a break. Yeah, if he was writing it, it would be insanely good. But I think people were expecting that kind of Buffy style.
I was, to be honest, I was.
Yeah, in the beginning I was, and then you've got to just kind of tone it down.
Yeah.
You got to lower your expectations a little bit.
You've just got to be happy just watching it. And that's it. I mean, they are starting to bring comic book stuff into it now.
Yeah.
With Deathlock.
Yes.
Yes,
that's
Project
right.
Deathlock.
And they have started bringing in people with powers as well, very slowly.
Yes, and I believe it's happened in America. It's going to happen here, but what's her name from Thor is going to be in an episode.
Not fucking Kat Dennings.
No, fuck no. No.
Lady Sif.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's going to be in it. In an episode.
Okay.
Which one's that?
15, yes,
Oh,
man.
so next week.
One.
Awesome.
Yes.
So they're bringing her into it. Okay. I know that, but I haven't told Liz.
Okay.
Because she doesn't like to know stuff like that, whereas I don't mind.
Yeah, that's cool.
But
so yeah, they're starting to merge.
Yeah, hopefully.
Characters.
I mean, they're going to
So,
have to.
There's only a couple of episodes left, really. There's only 20 episodes. So we're on what? The Americans are on 16, coming into 17, and we're on 14, coming into 15.
2 behind.
Yeah, it's
maybe
not
I think
as
maybe they took
far.
another break over there,
Maybe,
then, which is
yeah.
why they put the hold
Yeah,
on it for
perhaps.
us.
But yeah, and then apparently one of the newer episodes is going to tie into Captain America as well.
But
I don't know quite how, but because effectively,
no,
yeah,
don't do it.
I won't go
But
there.
yes, just to say Captain America the new
Changes
one,
things
will have a massive impact on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
and Marvel
Should
things
and Marvel
in general,
films,
really.
yeah.
I don't quite know where they're going to go.
Or how they're going to get
Yeah.
there.
That is
Very
confusing.
interesting what happened to it.
Yeah, so we're sticking with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because we
Because I
want
like
it's
it.
all right. It's good.
It's an
I
hour,
like
isn't
it.
it?
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
difficult.
No, it's a good little
People
show.
don't like Fitzsimmons, do they?
Don't they?
No, a lot of people don't
them.
like Fitzsimmons. I think they're
good.
brilliant.
Yeah. Maybe that's the British thing.
When
though.
are they going to hold hands?
I know. They should just fucking get it over with, shouldn't they?
Yeah, really. But yeah, they're really cool. And I mean, they're coming into their own as well.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot to those characters, actually. I don't think I'm annoyed by anyone.
No.
No.
I was annoyed by May at first. Like, I was like, with a stick up her ass. But then you kind of understand now.
Yeah.
Like, well, she's so protective over Coulson and the main girl,
Sky.
Sky.
Yes, yeah, true. Actually, she was the one that annoyed me the most. Actually,
Really?
in the early days, because it's just like, do
She's
you
easy
want
on
to
the
be a
eyes,
part
though.
of this or not?
Yeah, she's easy on the
Yeah,
eyes.
true. Especially in that episode, 5 or something.
When she went to the mansion, the party on the island, yeah.
Well, no, she went to visit her ex-boyfriend as well, didn't she? At one point.
Oh, yes. Oh, my.
Visit.
Yes.
Yeah.
We like it. We're sticking with it.
Yeah, gonna stick with it till the end. Why
And
not?
yeah, I understand. Yeah, it did start off a bit shaky, and Coulson's flying car, which came back in a more recent episode as well,
Yes, it did,
which I had a problem with. But then I found out that in the books, Nick Fury has a flying car,
No,
which I
there
thought
you
was
go.
going to make an appearance in Captain America.
Well, actually, he does. That SUV had takeoff
It had
facility.
thrusters, they
Yeah.
were calling it. But when he said activate, it drove.
Yeah, but it was damaged. It was trying to power up.
Oh,
wasn't
okay,
it?
yeah. So that was
And-
Nick Fury's flying
yeah,
car.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So
It
and
kind
it has
of
a
did,
minigun.
but it didn't fly. It has a minigun in it. That was crazy.
Honestly, that was probably my favourite part of the whole film.
It was awesome.
It's such a good bit. The 2 post-credit sequences of Captain
Yes.
America, going back to Captain America briefly, one of them sets up 2 more characters who will make an appearance in the Age of Ultron,
Yes.
whose origins are not at all the comic books because they don't have the rights to the X-Men.
They're not allowed to call them mutants.
No, and they're also probably not going to be able to get around the fact that they're Magneto's children,
No, they can't really use that, can they?
which
But
is
hey,
a shame.
but that was interesting. I
and
was
then
pissed
there-
off. I was pissed off that I stuck around for the second one.
Yeah, me too. Don't bother. don't bother staying around to the end.
I mean,
I'll
set
tell
up.
you. Well, no, I won't tell you because it's a spoiler.
It does kind of. Yeah, it sets up where he's going.
Yeah, but it's pointless. It's like all their very, very final post-credit sequences now are just for the people who are really, really die-hard about staying.
Yeah.
The Thor...
Which fucking 90% of the screen I went to last night didn't even care about the first post credits.
No, I
It's
know,
just
I
like, you're
don't
going to
understand
see a Marvel film.
Thing is,
Don't you know how they work?
In the beginning, like your Iron Mans, your Incredible Hulks,
Fair,
all the
fine,
rest of
fine.
it, you've got 15 minutes of credits to sit through to see a bit at the end that you can just YouTube anyway. Fuck
Yeah,
it, I
yeah,
don't care.
later on, yeah.
But now, since like...
First, I think I remember Thor: The Dark World. I was quite surprised that came quickly.
There were two during the Avengers, and I was really fucked off that I stayed till the end of Avengers.
I can't even remember what that
It was
last
them
one was.
sitting around in the shawarma restaurant.
Yeah,
That really pissed me off.
it just had
Really pissed me off.
had nothing to
Because it had
do with
no
anything.
storyline, no nothing. It was just a gag.
Yeah,
But yeah, like the one at the end of Thor: The Dark World is
the mid-credit sequence was the
him coming back.
yes,
Yeah,
And the
then the
very
last
end
one was
one,
that bloody
the beast.
beast chasing a flock of pigeons.
Yeah, which is funny.
Again, like really, I just sat through 10 minutes.
But that film had Kat Dennings in it, so
Yeah, fuck that.
but it's a good film.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was pissed off that I stuck around for the second lot. But what pissed me off more was people just getting up when the film finished.
Yeah, you should know by now if you're going to a Marvel film, there's going to be a little tiny bit about, 2 minutes after the film's ended.
Yeah.
And then you can stay to the very end one, but it's not obligatory.
And everyone talks about the new characters introduced in that mid-credit sequence. No one talks about the very beginning, what's there.
What do you mean, what's there?
The weapon.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, how did they get hold of that?
Well, not even that. It's just like, that's quite important that
Well,
that's
yeah,
there.
Yeah.
It's quite a major part of...
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, we were shown
Very
that...
true.
Anyway, we're talking about Captain America again.
But yeah, I mean, what else is coming out? You got Guardians of the Galaxy coming up.
Yeah, which I'm still looking forward to. I don't care what anyone says.
I don't want to...
Get
I don't want to
excited.
get my hopes up for it because I have a horrible feeling it will be like I won't like it. But it does look fun. Every time I see that trailer, it's like I know I'm going to enjoy it, and I can't get that fucking song out of my head either.
Yeah,
Hooked on
we're
a feeling.
taking way too long on these.
Yeah,
But I don't find the middle finger bit as funny as everyone else.
No.
Don't know why everyone finds that
Maybe
hilarious.
it was quite funny the
like,
first
that's
time,
cool.
and then the
No,
next
it's
time
not
it's
even.
like,
It's just like a...
No. Obviously, this summer as well, you've also got Amazing Spider-Man 2 and X-Men coming out both in May. Both of them are in May.
Shit.
August is Guardians of the Galaxy. November, Big Hero 6. It's an animated one.
Yeah.
Don't know. Then you got Avengers next May. Fantastic Four's reboot in June.
Don't care.
I don't think I'll be going to see that. Again, that's another one that Sony owns, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nothing to do with the Avengers.
Looking forward to The Amazing Spider-Man 2, but with trepidation in that they've got, again, they're doing the Spider-Man 3 thing where there's too many villains.
Playing Lego Marvel superheroes, and I will say I've just started reading New Avengers, which are the 2004 series.
Right.
What the fuck have they done to Electro?
They've turned him into a Smurf.
He's
An angry
nothing about Electro is blue except the electricity that he fires out in the comics. He's green. He's yellow and green.
Okay.
Have you seen?
No.
You don't know what he looks like.
No, I don't.
What Electro is actually supposed to look like?
So he's not wearing a hoodie.
He's not wearing a
has
hoodie.
glowing
He's not
blue skin with little pink bits on it.
Oh shit. Why am I loading it? But yeah, Electro.
I mean,
Here
this
we
is an extensive list of films here. You've got
I think you will recognise Electro when you see him.
possibly.
I mean, that's a cosplayer, but that's Electro.
Oh right, yeah. So it's absolutely nothing like that.
Yeah, that's Electro.
Just for you on the
YouTubes.
you YouTubers. Yeah, I don't know. X-Men: Days of Future Past is going to kick ass.
Oh, big time. I don't like the fact it's Wolverine going back in time. Let's not get into that.
Well, he's immortal, isn't he? So I know.
Where does it tell you that going back in time is going to damage you? That's going to affect your brain?
I don't know.
Because I watched, there was 6 featurettes on that I watched last night, and like it was Ellen Page, Kitty Pryde, explaining why she doesn't get to be the one that goes back in time like she should.
Oh right.
Have you read the comic?
No.
Do you know the story?
No.
Like,
This is my thing.
In the
This
books,
is what we were going to get into.
Oh,
Is
okay.
comics in a bit.
Yeah,
I don't read a lot of Marvel.
I read it in preparation for
Right.
this, but in the books, it is, yeah. Was it Kitty Pryde? Yes, it was Kitty Pryde.
Ellen
She
Page
goes,
is Kitty Pryde.
Yeah, no, I'm saying in the book, it was
Yeah.
Kitty Pryde that went back in time.
Right.
But in the film, it's Kitty Pryde that sends Wolverine back in time.
Because Wolverine
now,
is
that's
the
if
one
they're
that they
following
always
that.
fucking focus
That's
on,
if they're
isn't it?
following that. But I read the Days of Future Past
Yeah.
story arc. Yeah, and it's Kitty Pryde that goes back in time.
Well, that's weird.
But
But
it's,
you know, it's just
Ellen
it's
Page isn't
Wolverine.
huge
You've got
Jack-
to
she isn't
make
huge
fucking
Jackman, is she?
Yeah, huge action.
Huge Jackman.
But
But I don't know, it's still going to be fucking awesome.
Let Wolverine go now. Just focus on someone else for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
So you got Avengers next year, 2015. Ant-Man as well, which I'm looking forward to
It'd be interesting.
because it's Edgar Wright, isn't it?
And
So-
it's in with the Avengers.
Yep.
run.
Captain America 3 comes out next May 2016.
Yep.
Then you'll have X-Men Apocalypse also in May.
Yeah.
Amazing Spider-Man 3 is touted for June the 10th in 2016. There's an untitled Marvel project for July 8th, 2016. So they haven't made their mind up there. Could be Black Widow
Possibly.
or another Thor.
Oh, that's exciting, that one.
Oh, what? Wolverine 3,
Yeah.
March 3rd, 2017.
Yeah. Fuck me.
Another untitled project in May of 2017. Fantastic Four 2, brilliant.
Brilliant.
Also in 2017. Amazing Spider-Man 4 in 2018. Then there's a Fox Marvel film. It'll be an X-Men one in 2018. Deadpool. As long as they do
But
it
Fox
right
have
and they're
him,
not
don't they?
doing Ryan Reynolds again.
Don't Fox have him?
Like, Ryan Reynolds is fine. Let him talk, because that's the point of Deadpool.
I've said this before, I loved the character that Ryan Reynolds played.
Yeah.
I just don't like the fact he was called Deadpool.
Because it wasn't Deadpool.
No, I loved that character though. I thought it was really sinister and scary. But, you know, Deadpool's not. Well, he is, but
In a different way.
Yeah.
He's insane. He's kind of split personalities and he breaks the fourth wall all the time.
Yeah.
It should be more for laughs with gruesome shit. It should be like Kick-Ass. That should
Not
be the
seen
tone.
Kick-Ass.
Really?
Yeah.
It should be like Kick-Ass because that's the kind of tone of Deadpool,
Yeah.
in that it's kind of comedic yet horrifically gruesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to see a proper Deadpool movie, but I don't think they're going to do it. And then there's loads of other untitled ones all through.
Undeveloped. Like, how can you do that?
I don't know.
You get to the bottom of the page, it's just like, oh, Marvel, oh, X-Men,
Marvel,
X-Men.
Marvel,
Yeah,
X-Men.
it's...
So yeah, you know, coming up soon, I mean, just the Marvel ones, Guardians of the Galaxy, Avengers, Ant-Man, Captain America 3.
X-Men, Spider-Man, Marvel,
And then all
X-Men,
the
Spider-Man,
Fox
Marvel,
ones.
X-Men,
The Fox
Spider-Man,
ones,
Marvel.
there's loads of them, aren't there? It's
Of
weird.
course there is. They're trying to keep up. They're trying
Well,
to,
if they don't make a film every so many years, then they lose the rights back to Marvel.
And
And
the
I
Marvel
think they
goes,
should just
thank
fucking
you.
do it, you know.
Yeah.
As for DC, we've got a lot of animated stuff.
Yeah, they do.
Because they do a lot more
They're
animated
massive
than
on
they
the
do live
animated, aren't
action.
they?
Obviously, we've got Batman vs Superman, which is coming out May 2016.
Why are people
now.
still calling it Batman vs Superman?
That's what they're calling it on the DC website.
Oh.
So you know, and you got loads of
Animated.
animated. It's all animated. That's where they're doing their big business, I suppose. And this is the difference. This is why there's no point comparing Marvel and DC
No,
at all.
not just yet.
They're still 10 years behind. They're over 10 years behind.
Yeah,
Marvel
it's...
are. There is no point.
I don't want to
if
get
you
into
wanna, if you want to start comparing them, compare Man of Steel to Iron Man. That's what you want to do.
Because that's where you are at the minute, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the first.
And I tell you what, Iron Man was a better film.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to get into that. There's no point getting into that.
Also, they're catering to different audiences. Marvel are going for fun, broad,
yeah.
and DC are more gritty, if you can call the Superman movie gritty.
If you want to go and see a film, a serious film, go for a DC
Yeah.
one. If you want to go and enjoy yourself and take your kids, go and see a Marvel film.
fun.
And I'm sorry, Marvel have got the better idea.
Yep.
Because it's a bigger audience.
Yeah.
They're going to make more money. Yeah, maybe the films might not be as good. They might not be as tight to the books, but they're not supposed to be.
No, who gives a shit?
I read an
honestly,
interview where they
like-
actually say you don't want to be tied to a specific story.
No.
You don't want to be replicating it panel for panel.
But also, I prefer the Marvel stuff to the Fox stuff. Like what
big
Marvel
time, yeah.
could do if they only got X-Men and Spider-Man back. Spider-Man and the X-Men will be in the Avengers.
They should be, yeah.
Yeah, Spider-Man especially.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Fantastic Four, they show up in the Avengers too.
Yeah, I don't know if they're in or if they are. They help. They show up in the books and yeah, I don't. But speaking of which,
Yeah.
let's get on to comics because
Why
we've
not?
got like 10 minutes until the hour, and
As I say, I don't really read Marvel, if I'm honest. I've read a couple of issues of this, that, and the other, but I'm not a big Marvel reader.
I like fucking this. Comixology are just taking my money. I am reading more Marvel. The only DC I'm really reading are Batman and Superman Batman.
Yeah.
But then saying that, I mean, the only Marvel I'm reading are like X-Men, Avengers.
Yeah. But I don't think you have to read everything. This is the thing.
I'm reading.
If I was reading Marvel, I would just read Deadpool.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But I tell you though, like the new series, there's a new X-Men one called The Amazing X-Men that started last year, and it's only 5 issues in, and it is incredible. It's it's just fucking. I don't want to download the HD version. It's the Quest for Nightcrawler.
Okay.
Story arc, and it's just finished issue 5, and it was really, really good, really fun, really interesting.
Okay.
Like they go basically like under the Jean Grey school. I think they're calling it Jean Grey school. It might be, I don't know if they're calling it Charles Xavier School.
Right.
Whatever,
okay.
whichever version it is. They're in the mansion, and there's like miniature Bamfs, and the Bamfs are like small
Yeah.
Nightcrawlers, and they're building a portal under the school. And when the X-Men go down there to it, they get taken into not another dimension, into the afterlife, because Nightcrawler's dead.
Right. Okay.
In this,
that.
I think he died recently, but yeah, he's died. So they go into somewhere in heaven and somewhere in hell,
Okay.
and then they're fighting Azazel, who's like Nightcrawler's dad,
Right.
because he's trying to take over heaven and hell, and it's like really fucking awesome. And you want to read it now?
Yeah, I'd give it.
I don't want to give away too much, but it's really, really good. And Wolverine and the X-Men, I'm trying not to read. Like I read one issue, but it was confusing me because I was reading Amazing X-Men,
Right,
and I'm like getting the stories crossed. But yeah, like Amazing X-Men is really good. I'm reading the Batman New 52s. I've just finished Death of the Family run,
Okay.
which is
yeah.
the 3rd volume.
I'm about to start on Court of Owls.
You're going to start it. It is
Yeah.
so good.
I've got to open that box up.
Oh no. Yeah, well, I've just got Death of the Family. I got that for my birthday, the hardcover. I need to get the one in between the two, City of Owls.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I've got 1 and 3 I need to get to. And Liz was like, well, have you read it? You're not going to read it again? I was like, yes, I am.
Probably.
Yes.
A lot of that kind of stuff does warrant a couple of reads.
Yes.
which
A lot of
I've
it is
discovered-
confusing.
Which I've discovered recently.
Yeah.
With what I've been reading, which is Batman Odyssey by Neal Adams, which I think I talked about a couple of weeks back when I got it. It's taken me a while to get through because it's quite a large book.
It's a huge...
pretty thick.
It's a tome as far as comics go, isn't it?
Pretty large. And Neal Adams is supposed to be... I heard about this he was being interviewed on Fat Man on Batman. And he was saying it's like one big novel, and it kind of is to an extent, but it is made up of volumes 1, issues 1 to 6, and volume 2, 1 to 7. So it is still episodic.
Yeah.
But it is one long story. I can see what you mean.
It's an arc.
He was also saying that you'd find out like things about certain characters that you wouldn't have noticed before.
Yeah.
And I got to say they weren't as integral as he was making out, or at least I don't like. That's not what I got from it. It was a little bit disappointing, if I'm honest. And I think it's because there's this weird supernatural element to it that I don't really equate with Batman. And I know Batman's gone to hell to fight, you know, but I don't read those kind of books.
Yeah.
I prefer my stuff to be a bit more real life grounded.
Yeah.
And the first part of this is all real life, and then he goes to the underworld where there are dinosaurs and Neanderthals and trolls.
You don't want that from
goblins.
Batman, do you?
Not really, no. And
like X-Men, they got the Savage Lands.
Right.
Or, that might be the Avengers. No, it was in the new Avengers. They went to the Savage Lands, which is dinosaurs and mutants and things like that. That is...
Yeah. And I get that it's part of, you know, the DC universe and all that, but I don't know. I prefer my stuff a little bit more, like I say, grounded in reality.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of the supernatural stuff so much. Or I would be more accepting of it in an X-Men thing or Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You know.
I mean, Batman, you've got like Superman, and
yeah,
you do have some of the far out there stuff. But I mean, the cover of that is Batman riding a pterodactyl.
Yeah,
which is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it looks sweet. But when you actually read about it, and they're giant bats that they ride as well.
Yeah.
No, I can get with aliens and stuff. Like I can totally, my mind can go there. But when it's like you're under the ground and you're in a place that's like a big geode that's just been growing, isolated from the top and bottom of the earth.
Ice Age.
Kind of. Yeah.
You expect to see fucking Sid and Manny down there.
And it's done through a weird device where he's being interviewed by someone, Bruce Wayne.
Oh, okay. So he's recalling.
So he's recalling the story as you're going through. So he's narrating it essentially, and it's not the Bruce Wayne that you, or the Batman even, that you know from previous things. He's not. He seems to be unsure of himself.
Right.
Because it's essentially the story arc is a Batman who kills still Batman. Because he has to make a choice.
Yeah.
At one point. And yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I think I need to read it again.
Yeah, is it worth picking up though? Like...
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, like I say, it's a lot of Batman for your buck. And it's got everyone is in it. Everyone. You've got like, you got Batman, Robin, Man Bat, Joker, Ra's al Ghul, Talia al Ghul, Aquaman, Riddler. I think the Penguin's in it as well at one point.
Yeah, I think I've seen. I think on the back it shows it.
Yeah. And it's got dinosaurs and goblins, and Dead Man is a big part of it as well.
What's his thing?
An underground Neanderthal Batman
what?
As well,
right.
And his slightly weird Robin-y type sidekick.
Okay.
There are magicians.
Right.
This is what I'm saying. It's very, very strange. There's a lot going on.
There's a wizard.
He wears a green lantern.
He's smiling.
Yes.
Batman's smiling.
Yes.
Okay.
But he's also quite angry a lot of the time as well. It's just very, very strange. But yeah, probably worth a read. I'm just trying to find the bit. Yeah, Batman. Bruce Wayne, while he's being interviewed, goes from being like naked to putting on a Green Lantern t-shirt.
Oh, okay.
It's there's references to all sorts in
there.
Yeah. It's well written, but I think I need to read it again to kind of get it.
Yeah.
Or maybe if I listen back to that interview where he's talking about it, and then try and see what he's getting at. Yeah. So
it's interesting. I mean, I do like my Batman.
Yeah.
But I mean, I like my new 52.
And by all means, borrow it. Add it to your burgeoning list of things to read.
I've got a lot. I'll put it in my new Marvel bag that I got for my birthday. Mm-hmm. Got a Marvel messenger bag.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because they're quite trendy.
They are apparently.
And Liz wouldn't let me have a police box one, so she brought me that one. But yeah, like I say, I've just finished the New Avengers Volume 1 Breakout, which was really cool. It's about Captain America and Iron Man putting together a New Avengers. And actually, that plays a part in, kind of links up with the Winter Soldier. This is something that I noticed after reading this, because the New Avengers logo is red. It's a red A.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, in some of the pictures from the Age of Ultron, Captain America's uniform has a red A on the arm.
Right, okay.
And the New Avengers, their base is the top 2 floors of Stark Towers.
Yeah.
Now, in the Winter Soldier, you see a flash of Stark Towers with the Avengers A on it.
Yes.
So it's like,
Is it
they're kind of linking that in. And this is the first time I've been able to watch something and relate it to a comic that I've read.
Okay.
So that's quite interesting, because it's not the Avengers we've got and not the Avengers.
No,
not the original Avengers.
No.
And
Because
they're going to be doing... Oh, no, because they don't own Daredevil either, do they?
Nope.
Because Daredevil's in the New Avengers. With Spider-Man, Spider-Woman, Captain America, and Luke Cage.
Who they're doing in
the TV
series, aren't they? They're doing Daredevil in the TV series too.
Because Marvel owned Daredevil TV rights, not film rights.
So they couldn't have him in the... It's just so confusing, isn't it?
Yeah. So,
but it's frustrating as well for people who actually want to see these characters interact.
Yeah.
And I believe there were plans when the Amazing Spider-Man came out the other year that had the designs for Stark Tower been made in concrete by the time they were doing post on that.
Right.
Sony was going, or Fox was going to put Stark Tower in the background of the skyline in Amazing Spider-Man.
Marvel
so
couldn't
it does
have...
kind of... No.
Oh.
So it kind of crosses.
Oh, okay. So they're referencing...
They're making little...
You haven't got the character,
baby
but...
steps, but we'll put your building in our thing if you put bits of...
Yeah.
You know,
I see.
I think it's getting more collaborative. Because let's face it, everyone wants to see Marvel have control of these characters, but Sony don't want to lose on the money because it's going to make a fuckload
So
of
they're
money.
going to have to come to some sort of agreement.
Yeah.
It's Disney, isn't it? That's the thing. It's an all or nothing with Disney.
Well, this is it. And how long can you hold out against Disney?
They've been spending so much money recently.
Yeah.
Why not buy the rights back, to be fair? Forgot what I was going to say.
Sorry.
But yeah, the new Avengers comic, I would say that it's not the new comic, it's the old comic of the new Avengers.
Yeah.
I would definitely say read them. I heard on Weekly Geek Speak, they actually did say they had their guy in talking about comics. I can't remember his name. Whoops, sorry. But and he said about the new Avengers run, and it's really good because at the very beginning it is Electro, proper Electro,
Looking like that.
breaking into the raft, which is the prison island,
Right.
and basically trying to release all the prisoners, and like 42 escaped and 48 were captured or something. There's that many, so all these supervillains are out.
Okay.
It's just like mental,
Sounds
fucking
quite
awesome. I would definitely read that because that was really cool. And I love that style of artwork as well.
Right.
Like the new 52 artwork and the new like amazing, astonishing X-Men.
Yeah.
I just love it. I don't know why I took so long to get into comics.
It's
like
weird,
this.
isn't it? Yeah.
It's costing me so much money.
Yeah. This is another reason why I'm still trying to resist, I think, a little bit. Because I am a completist. That's my problem. So once I start, it's difficult for me to like call it a day.
One of the
The story arc hasn't completed, and then they'll tie in a crossover, and I'll have to go and get that.
I was going to say, if you're a completionist, don't get Comixology, because you get to the end of it, and when you click the thing to the page, it says rate this title. It says next in series, which is like read Batman 6, read Batman 7.
Yeah.
But then underneath it says next in story arc, Batgirl issue 5, and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, because that ties into the story arc you're reading.
Yeah. And between that and
but then if you've read
podcasts
Batgirl,
taking over
6, you need to read the previous to know what's
you'd
happening
have
to
get
her
into-
now.
Yeah. Yeah, see, that's the problem, you see.
But yeah, I would say Astonishing X-Men.
Yeah.
New Avengers is really good. Batman, you're reading anyway.
Yeah.
What else did I have in there? The Wolverine one, I'm not No, because it just confuses me. It's because it's all New Mutants with Wolverine being headmaster and things.
Okay, yeah.
It's like way into the lore, and I can't.
It's too much.
But yeah,
Too much of a leap.
and also Saga,
Right.
which isn't. I don't know who publisher on that one. I apologise, but that's really good. It's about like an alien race. They're two soldiers whose it's Romeo and Juliet story.
Okay.
They're two soldiers whose races are fighting each other on
Yeah.
a planet, but then they've fallen in love and they've had a baby together, and it's actually about the baby.
Oh, right. Okay.
It's like a hybrid. That's interesting. I'm going to read more of that. I've only read the first issue on that one. But yeah. Future Foundation as well. The new Fantastic Four.
Okay.
They're good.
Yeah.
They're really good.
And this isn't the ones. This isn't the old characters, is it? It's not.
It's
Fantastic and.
He's
Sue
in,
Storm.
yeah.
Oh, is it? Oh, right.
Mr.
I thought
Fantastic
they were
is-
redoing it with new.
Sue Storm is... Ben Grimm is, even,
Oh, okay.
actually. But Spider-Man's taken the place of Human Torch.
Okay.
And there's aliens.
Righto.
And there's other dimension, like Mr. Fantastic in different dimensions and things. They're very confusing. They're multiple reads per issue.
Yeah.
But they're really good. Future Foundation, FF.
FF.
But yeah, that's what I'm reading. I'm reading a lot.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm taking a little bit of a break after Batman Odyssey because
Yeah.
it fried my mind for
Yeah.
a little bit. I'm going back to the Dan Wellington books, which aren't comic books, but they are fucking good vampire novels. Yeah, I've talked about them before. They are really good.
Yeah.
And proper vampires as well, not your shiny kind.
Not your shiny
Ones
kind.
with loads of rows of teeth and will rip you to pieces.
Not friendly.
No.
They don't like people.
No. I'm on the third book in the series now. Because I got books 1 and 2, and there
Yeah.
are 5. And
Oh,
then
okay.
someone bought me 5. And then I didn't have 3 and 4, so it's taken me ages. I should have bought them way before now, but I haven't. But
Yeah.
yeah. But they're those kind of books that you just
Yeah.
whiz through. They're really, really quick. They're all the chapters are really short, and they always end
Yeah.
on a cliffhanger, of course.
Well, I'm reading the book. I'm reading at the minute, the novel, and I know drunk geeks aren't a fan, but it's a Dan Brown,
Oh, right.
the Lost
okay.
Symbol one.
Fair
Because
play.
you
Is
said
that one
about
of the
reading
newer
Inferno,
ones?
didn't you? Which is the newest one.
Yeah.
And you said that's supposed to be really good.
Yeah. That's what
But
I've
no,
heard.
I've got Lost Symbol, which I never finished. Funny that. But I am reading that, going to finish that, and then I'm going to read Inferno because I like the Dan Brown books because they're fairly easy.
They're all right.
It's cryptology, it's some
Yeah.
mystery and stuff, and I like that.
I prefer. I mean, the only one I've actually read is Da Vinci Code.
Yeah.
And I was more into that because of the conspiracy theory
Yeah,
behind
yeah.
it rather than the actual characters. And it's the same with the movie. Like,
Yeah.
he, is a bit.
But Da Vinci Code's not the best book anyway.
No, it's not.
Angels and Demons.
Apparently. And Digital Fortress, I've heard that's good too.
That's very hard read. Well, because it's got all the computer terminology
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah, that's it. And I don't think I'd be able to keep up with that if I'm honest.
But it is good. It is a very good book.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
anyway.
So we're consuming a lot of media recently.
Oh, yeah. TV, films, comics.
TV, films, comics, books, novels. There you go. That's a little insight
Yeah.
into our lives. The last hour and a bit.
It's themed. My throat hurts.
So does mine. And I've got the sore throat anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we're going to call it a day there.
Get in
Comment
touch if you disagree.
Yeah, comment on what we've said. If you think 3D is amazing, or you think that 2D is dinosaur technology, get in touch. If there are anything that we should be reading.
Yeah,
We
let's
should
know.
be
Oh, I
watching,
know
let
Lock
us
and
know.
Key. Before Nerd Church tell us. Lock and Key, yes, we know. And I will
We're
get
aware.
onto that. I will
We're
get onto
aware.
that.
But yeah, just hit us up at abhpod@gmail.com or on Facebook or on Twitter or
Yes.
anywhere really.
ABH Pod.
Don't forget to go out and listen to Shipped High in Transit as well.
Yes, please
At
do.
the moment, as of last week, you can still only get it by subscribing.
Yes.
So do that because you never know when the next episode's going to
Yes.
hit. Well, you will know because we'll tell you.
We'll tell you, but it's not going to be regular.
No.
And it's not always going to be us.
No. I might give it a go next week. I might see if someone's free on Sunday next week.
Go for it.
Yeah. There's a call.
That's this
No,
week.
hold on. Yeah, that's this week. While this is going out, I might be. I'll try and sort something out with someone. I don't know.
Look for us on Twitter, ABH Pod. We'll
Yeah.
let you know. Righty-ho.
But till then, and till next week, this has been ABH Pod. What? No, this has been anywhere. This is the thing, actually. I need to stop referring to the podcast as ABH because it keeps like coming over into these spiels. Right.
This has been
For Anywhere But Here this week, I've been Tom.
I've been Anne.
Bye.
Bye.